Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about something a little different, but I think a really important topic when it comes to street photography, and that is about how you can be more confident when you are out on the street shooting street photography. Because I think this is an overlooked topic, but I can see that people ask me this sometimes on Instagram. How do you go about and take these photos of people without feeling that you are intruding on their personal space or without getting yelled at? And I think with a few simple techniques and some mind games with yourself that you can at least try to help you on the way to overcome some of these like anxiety issues that you might have shooting people on the streets. So please make sure to stay to the end, because there I will share some of the most important tips that I think you need to work on to overcome your fears and anxieties. Let's get on with it. So my first point is to blend in with the crowd. And what I mean by this is that you want to make sure that you are not standing out in a way that will make people look at you when you are in a bigger crowd. This is about thinking on how you dress yourself and of course on how you behave or act in the area that you are in. It is also about just being polite and of course respectful on your surroundings, but it is also about not being too stressful when you're walking around. Try to take your time and just blend in with the surroundings around you so people won't even notice you. And if you are shooting on a smaller focal length lens that will make you have to go closer to a subject, then you might consider asking if it's okay to take the photo before you do it, because it can be intrusive if you flash a camera just in the face of certain people. So something that you can practice that will help you when you're out on the street is being aware of your body language when you are walking about. And this is something that we do not think about that much because our body language is like a natural part of the way we are, but it is something that you can practice and try to change to your benefit. And a simple thing that really helps is just to stand up straight and push your chest in front of you and your shoulders back, because this is like a power stance that will make you seem more powerful and more confident in what you're doing. And this is a pose that you can practice in front of the mirror. This is actually pretty easy to do. Just find a full body mirror and look at yourself when you do this. Another thing that also helps is these power poses. It's like trying to make yourself bigger and blow yourself up and spread your legs and make your body seem a whole lot bigger. I know this sounds a bit stupid, but I think there are science that proves this, that if you like make yourself bigger and push yourself up, you have like a more majestic body energy. And these are called like power poses, and you can find these on YouTube. I know there's a TED talk about this, and I've actually used these kind of techniques when I've been at business meetings and job interviews, and I actually think they help, at least in a placebo kind of way or like subconscious. So yeah, try this out, and I will link this TED Talk down in the description if you want to go check this out. I think it's quite interesting. And of course, while you are at the mirror, you can try out different kind of poses just to see how you look and how you feel. And you can try to implement this in your day when you go about and do street photography. And of course, you need to find this kind of a balance between being confident and not being like abusive. I don't know that's the word. Not abusive, but like, like too much on, like aggressive on, like that. I don't know what it's called. I think you get what I'm trying to say. I hope so. And just remember, like, confident body language is not the same as being aggressive or dominant. You want to appear approachable and respectful and not threatening or intimidating. And of course, a smile always helps you. And don't be afraid to talk to strangers on the street. And most of the times people are actually just curious about what you're doing, and you might be able to learn a thing from the person you're talking to. And if you're really lucky, you can ask them if you can take the photo to make your street photography even more interesting. So one of the biggest challenges when it comes to street photography is finding the best vantage point or the best spot for your photo without drawing too much attention to yourself. But with a bit of practice and planning, I think that you can help yourself at identifying good spots to take photos and capture these candid moments without interfering with the scenery and without being too intrusive. So make sure to take your time and scout the area, look around where is a good spot for you to take a photo and what kind of angles can you use in this spot to capture an interesting photo. Look for natural framing elements in the scene, like an archway, a door, a tree, a sign, and stuff like this, because these can help you blend in, like you can hide behind it, but it can also make your photo more interesting because you can use these elements to frame up your scenery. And don't be afraid to try out different angles. This will just make your photo more interesting. And of course, a really easy way to go about this is also using a longer focal length, because this will take you further away from the scenery that you're shooting, and yeah, you will be less obvious to see. So the last thing I'm talking about here is about overcoming nervousness or fears, because even with all these techniques or ideas that I just gave you, it is perfectly natural to still feel uncomfortable going out shooting street photography. It is something that we all experience, including me, and also of course some of the bigger street POV photographers here on YouTube. We all feel this, and we all have these moments of anxiety, and it is totally fine and normal. But the good thing is that it is possible to overcome this, and there are different things that you can do to overcome these fears and to make you feel more confident. A thing that might work out for you is just to try to calm yourself, like taking bigger breaths and deeper breaths, like taking like in a kind of yoga way, like really trying to calm your body down and trying to push down the feeling of anxiety. Another thing that really helps for me is to keep reminding myself why I'm doing this. What is the end goal for this, and what is the price? Because this will help motivate me to actually go out and shoot these kind of photos. In my way of shooting street photography, I really think that the subject, the human subject, is a really important part of taking interesting photos. And if I want to take interesting photos, I have to do this, even though I might not like it that much. By reminding me of the end goal and also of the price that I get these really great photos, it can help me say that it is worth it to push myself into something that I'm not that comfortable with. Because you cannot capture these beautiful candid moments of people if you are not trying to shoot them. Of course, another way is to start out without shooting people and just shoot the scenery around you, shoot the beautiful buildings around you, and find different kind of subjects that are interesting that are not related to human beings, and stay in the area for a longer time until you feel more comfortable at shooting this area, and then try to simply and slowly implement people into your photos. This can help you get more comfortable with your camera, and of course also make you more comfortable in the area that you are shooting your photos in. Then, as I said, if you are getting too close to people, just ask them if it's okay that you take the photo. I have never experienced that anyone are negative when I approach them. I might get a rejection, but this is totally fine and it's okay. They are totally in the right to say no. But if you just have a smile and a positive mind when you talk to them, then you can take this rejection with you and go on with your life as they can go on with their lives. It is not the end of the world. And yeah, that's pretty much what you have to tell yourself. So basically, even though I have shared these tips, what's holding you back or giving you anxiety or fears about going out and shooting street photography is all going on up here in your mind. So we need to find a way that we can work with our mindset to be more confident and push ourselves to go out and take these photos. And sometimes if I'm not feeling motivated or if I'm not feeling confident in the process, I am trying to tell myself things that will help me. And a mantra that I'm using a lot of the times is that I am just one in the crowd. People are really busy at doing what they're doing, going on with their lives, and they actually don't really notice you because, yeah, they're just on their way. We live in a really busy time and a busy world, so rarely people even see you, but it might feel like they are seeing you. And of course, by blending into the crowd, as we talked about, and acting naturally like the people around you, this helps you to be just one in the crowd. But yeah, keep saying to yourself, I'm just one in the crowd. And I'm sure this will help you ease your anxiety or fears about this. Another thing I'm trying to do sometimes when I'm in a situation like this is just act like you're a tourist. I don't know how you feel when you are in a new country or in a new area and you are a tourist. To me, I feel like I have a little more leverage to like do something that might not fit the norm or fit the way that you go about in this country area. And by telling yourself, I'm just a tourist, then it's a way that you can perhaps lose some of this self-consciousness that you have. And even talking English to the people, even though you might know the native language, can help you like get into this role of a tourist. And I found that people are usually a bit more nicer and let you get away with a bit more if you have this touristy feeling to you, and if you talk to them as you are a tourist. Because then you are just a visitor, not knowing the culture, and then they might find it easier to accept that you are just trying to capture moments for you to remember when you visit their country. I know this might sound stupid, but I actually think this can help. It's just a matter of how you have your mindset onto this. And perhaps a way to look more touristy is if you ally yourself with a fellow photographer or just your friends, like taking them with you out on your street walk. Because then you are in a larger group of people, and this will usually seem more touristy because people rarely travel alone. And also this can help you feel more comfortable because you're around people that you like and enjoy being around. And hopefully these are good friends or relatives that will help you feel more relaxed and comfortable with yourself. The last thing, and this like blends in with these two mind games that we talked about, is just say to yourself, what is the worst thing that actually can happen? Because a lot of the times these thoughts, these fears, these anxieties are little seeds of anxiety that we grow stronger and bigger inside our heads, and they turn out to something that is not even closely relatable with what is actually going on in the world around you. So when you start to worry about negative comments or judgment, say to yourself, what is actually the worst that can happen? And just remember, the worst case scenario is usually never even close to what you can imagine. People will rarely say anything negative to you, and of course will never do anything to like harm you. So by facing your fear and taking calculated risk, you can help yourself build confidence in doing this and overcome your anxiety. So I was actually going to wrap this video up in another place here in the apartment, but I really like this scene here, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. And here we have it. These were my best tips to how you can boost your confidence and get more comfortable at shooting street photography. Remember to practice these techniques to see if they works for you. You never know. As I said, these feelings of fear and anxiety goes up on in our heads, and sometimes you just need to try something different to see if this will help you calm you down and make you feel more comfortable at doing what you love. That is taking great photos out on the streets. And in the end, just remember that everybody experience these feelings of anxiety and fear, and self-doubt is really just a natural part of being human. It's something that we all feel. Sometimes we feel it more, and usually in situations that we are not as used to. So the more you go out and shoot, the more comfortable you will be at going on and doing street photography, even straight up in the face of people and talking to people that you might not know. So by practicing these thought games or mind games or mindsets and gradually exposing yourself to new situations, you can little by little help yourself at getting more comfortable at doing street photography, I think. And in the end, I hope this will help you become a more skillful photographer and enjoy taking photos even more than you do right now. I hope you found at least some of this video useful. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot, and I am really grateful whenever a person decides to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any advice to share to the people here in this little community, please make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments, because we can always use ideas and techniques to overcome these fears of going out and shooting street photography. Anyway guys, this is all for now. I will see you around in the next video. Take care. Boy.